select and start streaming. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this live stream. I decided to opt out of doing the initial intro, as you might notice. I want to dive right in. So I am excited about the iPhone 16 Pro Max announcements that have just happened. The Apple event just took place. We have a lot of exciting announcements about the filmmaking tools and the capabilities of the next iPhone that's being released. As of me streaming this exact moment, tomorrow pre-orders are opening up, and I'm excited. I really have been looking forward to the capabilities of this camera for a long time. Now, I want to go through all of the announcements with you, specifically just for the iPhone. I'm not going over the entire Apple event. You can find the information on the watches and the AirPods by yourself, but I'm looking at this through a filmmaker lens, and we're going to be reviewing the iPhone 16 and the iPhone 16 Pro models and talking about how your phone is getting more and more powerful and more capable and more accessible as a filmmaking tool. So I know that I'm not the only one enjoying the iPhone product line. I know that last year, this time, I was all about the capabilities of the iPhone 15 Pro, which I got and I love and I used. I made 3 films and countless clips for the YouTube channel that you're watching right now. I think that this is a powerful tool. I was very excited about the 48 megapixel, the multiple lenses, and the fact that you can do frames per second. I want to say 40 frames per second. That's not right. 48 megapixels, but it's 60 frames per second, which is great for slow-mo at 4K, which I had been waiting for literal years. You guys, this is getting even better. The 16 promises, let's switch over to this view. The 16 is actually going to have 120 frames per second. I knew it. Like I called it last year. If I weren't streaming right now, I would pull up the video for you. But honestly, like, just take my word for it, because you know. And it's only going to get bigger from here. Like, we're only going to see more and more improvements over time about what your phone can do as a filmmaking tool. It's really astounding, really amazing, and I can't be. I'm overjoyed that I'm living in the time that we're living in. Let me pause real quick while I have a coffee break. I am excited to chat with anybody who wants to chat about the iPhone capabilities. Do you film with an iPhone? Have you made a movie with your iPhone? Have you filmed vlogs or anything like that? Hey, Tundra Portal, how's the sound? I'm testing the new microphone that I got. How you doing? Yeah, I'm just taking a quick coffee break. I'm talking about the iPhone. Oh, I was talking my ear off, so of course I'm a little bit thirsty. So, yeah, so I am going over specifically the specs that they have outlined for the iPhone 16. I am going to pull those up. So let's just do the learn more bit. iPhone 16, I am so excited. Oh, that's cool. So they're having 2 models. One is priced a little bit lower and the camera can't do as much. Thank you. Yes, good. God, I can't even tell you. I did. Tundra Portal says the sound is good. I'm super grateful. Many tests. Anyway, back to the iPhone. There are going to be fewer lenses on the iPhone 16 model, but the power of those lenses is still going to be really good as a filmmaking tool, and you're still going to have some capability over what it can do. I don't think you're going to get 120 frames per second unless you get the Pro model, because the chip is going to be more capable and the processing of it. But we got even more stuff than I expected vis-a-vis filmmaking, because we're talking about sound improvements that they've made for this camera, which is nuts, because it's like they know that people use this to make films, and so they are making it more of a filmmaker-friendly tool. I am overjoyed and excited. So let's talk. Take a closer look. All right, so we're going to take a closer look. Oh, okay. First off, the iPhone 16, as is it looks really pretty. In fact, I see a lot of people on the forums and the what have yous Reddit, Discord, other channels, Facebook, Twitter. Some people are really saying that they're going to actually downgrade this time because the camera is good enough for what they do. They are not like fully into the filmmaking world, so they're happy with the capability of the 16 enough to say, I'm just going to get the 16, I'm going to save it, but guess what I get to do? I get to buy one of these amazing colors. And I got to tell you, I don't blame you. Like, these are really cute and pretty and fun. So I get it. I get it. And there are 2 sizes that you can get as well. In the 16, I don't think you get any sort of increase in value. It's just literally a size preference, which, cool. So, so you get the sizes and the colors and everything else. And let me just make sure that I'm on the view that I'm on. Cool. Let's talk about this then. So, moving on, Apple Intelligence, that's pretty cool. So I know that AI is a pretty hot topic right now. I don't think that scripts and, artists should be replaced by AI. I don't think that scripts should be written by AI, but I do see the value of having it trained in a specific way to sort of offload some of the tiny tasks that you don't really need to be repeating. So if you're like writing multiple outlines and whatever else, like training is what it is. Oh, here we go, Central Portal. I'm excited to see the image quality on this phone. Yes, 98% of Hope Rider was shot on the Sony A7S and the Blackmagic 4K, but establishing shots I filmed on my iPhone 12 mini. That's cool. That's really, really cool. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, even back then, the iPhone was a powerful filmmaking tool, and now we're getting even more upgrades as to what we can do. I just love that. I love that you were out there using your iPhone before all of these upgrades were available, and it's just wonderful. Like, I have a photographer friend who was taking phone pictures, like professional grade, beautiful pictures about using their iPhone 11. Cracked screen and all, you know what I mean? But like the pictures were all about the composition, the lighting, the landscape that they were shooting. And yeah, right? I can't wait to see what they can do. So let's just dive into some of the samples of the things. And I know that we're going over the Safari page, but you know what? That's where it all begins. So the Apple Intelligence pieces, I am excited about because I'm curious as to what they say. And they're going to keep it compact on the phone, so the phone kind of gets to know your specific patterns and your speech patterns and everything else. It's your choice as to whether or not you enable that stuff. And I don't think that they're going to go out there and be like, listen, no more filmmaking for anybody, no more artistry for anybody because AI is going to take over the world. No, it's interesting, but it's not going to, we're not going to be overswum by the AI overlords just yet. So this is kind of cool. I'm going to skip right over the, these features are interesting, but review them on your own time. I'm after specifically here we go, take control. I'm only hunting after the photo tools and the video tools. This is really, really cool. They are adding a new button to the side. It's going to be right here. It's going to be flush with the surface, so I'm interested to see how they handle it from the case's point of view. And it's going to have a sliding capability. It's going to know when you're sliding. It's going to know when you're short pressing. It's going to know when you're long pressing. And it's going to have the ability to tie in, like other programs are going to be able to tie into it. So like the Blackmagic app, for example, is going to tie into the API and be able to detect, hey, is this a long press, short press, swipe, whatever it is. And then they can use it in their code and in their program to make their tools respond to your gestures, which is really cool and exciting. I love this, but the native app, I am a little bit lazy. I have tried Filmic Pro and they switched over to the model. Like I was off of that Filmic Pro before they went to full subscription model. I also tried the Blackmagic app. I like these apps, I'll be honest. I tried like 10 more crappy ones that were on the App Store as well. And I gotta tell you, like, I just want the native app to get good. And it's getting better and better. You can already shoot on this 15 Pro Max, you can shoot 4K log footage and save it to an external SSD. Like, come on, guys. Like, this is a great filmmaking tool. And it's probably less than most cameras on the market, or at least comparable price. Like you can get like the Sony, you can get a base model Sony vlogging style camera for the same price point as a 15 Pro Max, especially right now when the prices of that one are going down, so the 16 can roll out. You could probably even pay less for this phone, which by the way doubles as your, you know, personal device or whatever else, and you have a really monstrous camera in your pocket as well to make movies and stuff. I like the Blackmagic app really nice, and I like the Blackmagic app because they can give you really accessible and intuitively structured tools for pulling focus, changing your exposure, changing your color temperatures, and especially pulling focus. That's not really handled well in the native app. Like I find that I'm tapping on the tiny little window and it's just not racking focus the way I want it to. On the Blackmagic app, they literally demoed it already, that you can use the swiping gesture on the 16 that's coming out to really dial in. And this is exactly what this is pulling right here, which is very exciting. So you get to zoom in and then long click. Tundra Portal replies. There's also a great iPhone app that Skip Shea showed for me, shooting 24 frames per second, called Filmic Pro. Yes, I was on Filmic Pro for a long time. Really great tool for lighting and control. Yeah, but now they're on a subscription model, and I'm just kind of like, no thank you. I get it. You got to make money doing your app, and the upgrades are free and are not free, right? Like somebody's got to maintain the code and roll out new updates as they become available, test it continually. I totally get it. But as a consumer, I'm a little bit like, I just want my phone to be able to do that without another app. Like I don't want to hit up the App Store every single time I want some new feature, you know what I mean? So I'm kind of like, I get it. It's good. I was on Filmic. Filmic is my second place because of the whole subscription model thing. Try Blackmagic. Try the Blackmagic app, Tundra Portal, because I think that you'll really like it. And not only that, but it's free. No subscription models or anything else like that, because like Blackmagic as a company makes their money pretty well off of the cameras that they sell, and so they can afford to kind of keep their name brand recognition out there by just saying, just get our app and enjoy and make a movie and do your own thing. And so they just developed this. For now it's free, so give that a try and let me know what you think. I'm very keen to hear what you think about that. So give that a try. It's Blackmagic. I'm gonna get back to this and pulling up Safari. Okay, yeah, so you could take the perfect photo. Yeah. This is actually a very interesting thing. I'm going to pop back to Tundra Portal. Tundra Portal, you have a good point right now. So it says, Tundra Portal says, oh, I never knew why they switched to the subscription. Good thing I used it before they switched over. Yeah, that's true. Oh, did you get grandfathered in that case? Like you're not on the subscription model, or do you just have it on your phone but you can't upgrade anymore? That's probably what it is. That's what I heard, that other people who had it before. Because I have it on my phone as well. I haven't opened it in a dog's age, so I probably won't be able to download it off the App Store anymore. But yeah, it's because a lot of people, it's business, basically. A lot of people who have apps in the App Store realized very quickly that even though they, as an individual developer, are responsible for making sure that every time the OS is updated, that their code still works, every time that there's a bug reported by one of their customers, that they squash that bug and put out a new release, all of that, they have to keep their fingers on the pulse. It is not pure passive income to run an app in the App Store. And yes, I can go into the whole, like there are scam artists out there who just kind of put little Google bugs into everything, blah, blah, blah. But if you're running an honest business and you have a app on the App Store, I totally get why it's a subscription model thing, because you need the continuous, you need some continuous income to cover the costs of running it. That means the manpower to check the bugs. That means the manpower to keep working, to keep your fingers on the pulse of the new updates. You have to download the dev version, then the beta version of the new OS that's coming out, run simulations and tests on your code to make sure that it works. It's a pain in the neck. It is. People who are passionate about running a good app on their phone, on the App Store, they have a lot of work to do. So I don't blame Filmic Pro, but as a consumer, I'm a little bit on the selfish side. I'm like, why can't the native app just do this for me? Like, why do I have to go through all these hoops to get somebody else to do it specialized? Clearly the phone is capable, true, right? Somebody linked into all the pieces and was able to manually pull focus and adjust exposures and stuff. So that means by dint of that, the phone can do this too. So I'm just kind of, I'm just being a little bit lazy. I'm like, I don't really like need to pull down extra apps. But if you really want to be a iPhone filmmaker right now and you want the capabilities that I was talking about, definitely download the Blackmagic app also, and you know, tell me what you think. Filmic Pro, it's really good. Won't say a word against it. But Blackmagic is both free and continuously updated, and so if you want an external tool before the native app catches up to what they're doing, which I have full confidence that it will, and I've predicted this stuff before. I know what I'm talking about. One day, the native app in your pocket will be able to turn on and off settings. Like you will have like a filmmaker setting and you're gonna have like a regular layperson setting. The defaults will be on. I predict this now. The defaults will be like, oh, you're a regular iPhone user. You don't really need to be clouded with all of this pull focus, rack focus, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, the numbers of the lenses don't make any sense to you, don't mean anything to you. So we're not going to shove this in your face. But for us filmmaker peoples, we'll be able to go into settings and be like filmmaker mode, boop, and then you have like this extra little screen on your side where all of this stuff will just exist. Somebody somewhere is going to mock it up. I don't even have to do this work. But I'm telling you right now, the native app one day will be able to be a, like have a filmmaker mode, and then all of those apps are going to be completely obsolete. They just will. I don't know when that might happen, but that's my prediction. Anyway, let's geek out some more about the 16 because I'm excited to keep yammering on about what announcements have been made. So, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful design as always. Thank you very much for the gorgeousness. So now you can take the, oopsie. I love this feature. Now you can take the perfect photo or video in record time. Camera control gives you an easier, and they called it the camera button. There was some debate as to whether or not they were going to be like, okay, this is the camera button. And they just leaned right into it. They're like, yep, this is what it is. Simply slide your finger to adjust the camera functions like exposure or depth of field. Hi! And toggle through each lens or use the digital zoom lens to frame your shot just how you like it. And they understand, I love this too, because they totally understand that photographers and videographers / filmmakers are totally going to be using this tool. And they put it on the side there as an extra little bonus for you to find all these features. But number one, you can still find them the way you know how. So anybody who's like a layperson won't be off-put by it. So Nana, who's gotten used to the sequence of buttons just so, is not going to have to change her workflow on this. Chef's kiss. And meanwhile, people who like really live off their photography craft, they're getting more and more to do with this, and they have a whole new button just for them. So I'm excited about that. Let's see here. We've got, yeah, so you can start recording. I mean, you could read up on this all the way from here to Sunday. So just click again, click this. Again, I told you the short press, the long press, the instantly take a photo versus to click to start recording. You can press and hold, or you can click another button through. Like, it's really nice. Oh, here we go. Hang on a sec. Let me not pass this by. Boop. A light press, so gentle, opens the controls like the zoom, which is great. And then with a double light press, oh, that's so cool. You can even, okay, cool. Select another camera setting and then slide to adjust that setting. So your zoom or your exposure. Look at this. Oh, they have little tiny, look at this. They've got this hooked up for you. Hang on a sec. That's so cool. They gave you a little demo. Look at that. Look at that. Guys. Oh, cheers. This is just coffee. Okay, so let's just see about this. So that's beautiful, view pricing. New camera system to go to great lengths to get the perfect shot. Versatile, new iPhone 16 captures beautiful photos from up close or far away. The 2-in-1 48 megapixel fusion camera lets you take stunning photos, high resolution or zoom in with the 2x optical zoom or telephoto. So this is actually a nice upgrade from last time as well, because last time for the 15 you had the 48, but then when you zoomed in it cropped the 48. So now they're saying that that zoom-in lens is also 48. So they gave you more megapixels for the second lens, which that's very nice. Thank you for that. Ultra-wide camera lens shoots extreme close-up macro photos or wider, more expansive pictures. Very nice. I love good macro photography. How many of you have like had the luck of getting a really good close-up shot of like, I don't know, a flower or a bug or something really cool on the ground? I don't know. Maybe I'm weird. I don't know. I take lots of walks with my kids, so it happens. So let's just see about this now. Yep, spatial capture. You can even take photos and videos in 3D. Oh yeah, that's cool. So I don't know how hard folks are about, you know, fan people of Apple. Some people will probably never get a Vision Pro. But for those of you that have one, and we have one at home because we're total nerds for this stuff, so we invested in one. And so I've seen spatial video and I've seen the 3D, and it is really crazy. It is really pretty and immersive. And I know it's going to get even wilder, and I'm sure that VR technology, VR games, VR experiences are going to come to the VR headset more and more. But until they figure out how to make it kind of a co-op experience, they're not going to get much further too fast. Because a lot of people just kind of like, you're walking around with your giant goggles on, and it sort of takes you away from people. It sort of puts some distance between you people. So we'll see. But all that to say that when they say that it takes videos and pictures in 3D, which you can watch at the Apple Vision Pro, that's really cool. That's really cool. I wonder what filmmaking will be like. Imagine making a whole film in 3D. That's crazy. Can you imagine that? That's crazy, right? Tundra Portal says, that's great on the zoom in. I take a lot of pictures when I do trail walks. I love trail walks. I may have to finally upgrade to the 16 from the 12 mini. Yeah, it's a good time to be alive. It really is. Because I mean, I think the 15 is a solid upgrade. Like, I would even recommend this now. But the 16, that's really future-proof. And the processor on that, the processing chip is going to be insanely quick in comparison to the 12 that you've got. So it's better than going out and buying another like $1,000 or $2,000 camera, right? Like, you could probably have a lot of fun just playing around with the phone in terms of making a film. Like, I could see that the sequel to Hope Rider could be entirely on iPhone. I could see a world where that's true, and it looks good, you know, because the rest of it is just lighting, and the rest of it is cinematography and capturing good sound. Because this tool is here. I'm very excited. I was excited for the 15. I'm super, super keen to keep it. So when I upgrade, I'm going to keep making a little side-by-side test, but yeah. I do have an Oculus Rift. Oh, right, yeah, 3D. So can you imagine doing an entire movie? I also know YouTube can do 3D videos where you can move the footage around, and I agree. I think a short film or a feature would be a lot of fun in that form. It would be fun to make, and it would be fun to watch. Like, think about it this way. We already have 3D experiences. When you go to the movie, what's Avatar? Like, even Thor 2, for crying out loud, even though that wasn't made, it wasn't shot to be a film. They wanted it as a 3D experience so that they could sell more tickets. And yeah, I mean, people like 3D. People like the idea of a 3D. So imagine sitting in your thing and then having more than just a 3D film filmed like Avatar, but an actual thing where the depth is like completely measured using IR cameras and everything else, but from a device that you carry in your pocket. Like, how crazy is that? How crazy is that? That'd be so cool. So, I mean, yeah, I'm so ready for that future. Let's read some more. Ultra-wide camera, focus on the little things and the bigger picture. That's very cute. Geez, these pictures are beautiful, right? And I guarantee you they're all shot on iPhone. The ultra wide lens with autofocus takes incredibly sharp focus. Yep. Also the frame more expansive scenes without taking a step back. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, because you can pop it back. Right now, the 15 lens, you can kind of see the bowing on the widest lens, which that happens with wide lenses. Like sometimes you get a little bit of this tiny bit of fisheye on the side. It feels like it's bending reality just a little bit to kind of make it make sense. That's an aesthetic look. Like you got to pay attention to that because the camera's going to do that whether or not you want it to. So, but you can use it to shape your story. Like as a filmmaker, if you know that that's going to happen, then there you go. Yeah. Oh my God, that's so cool. Exactly. Like Stunt Reporter, you totally get it. Also, if you watch the film again and move the footage into other spots, then you can see it from a different angle than before. Yes, this is what I'm saying. Like you can't do that in a theater. When you're watching 3D with your 3D glasses, you can't just go like, oh, that's cool. I mean, you could kind of like this off to the side, but it's not the same. It's not the same. And one day we're going to have it so that you can kind of rotate it to within a certain degree, because otherwise you'd have to have like 360 experience, like in the Matrix, which that's not coming for a while. But yeah, you could probably rotate it to like a 3/4 degree pie slice and just you're yeah. Very, very exciting. And yeah, absolutely, it makes for a fun experience. So here you go. Hang on. Samples from the pictures. This is the macro lens. That's great. Oh, yep. See how they're using the bowing? So the bowing I was talking about, exactly. And I saw this picture in the live event, and it's very cool. And I've taken pictures like this of my kid in the playground. It's really great. I'm never going to share them because that's just my kid in the playground. But the idea of using the bowing to kind of make it like this wonky extra look, I love it. And then the next lens, beautiful. I mean, that's just a nice, I think that that's more light and photos and color composition than anything else. Like that is just a professional photographer can do with any tool, correct? Like let's not say, oh, this iPhone is like that made this happen. Yes, it did, but it's also speaking to the quality and the skill of the photographer. They have a strong sense of colors, time of day, soft light, things like that. And this is a very nice portrait. Like this could have been taken, you know, by anybody. It's very nice. 2x zoom. I love it. What about the 5x? Oh, right. The 16 won't have the 5x zoom. That's the last lens. So that's why they'll have, the 16 will have these two lenses, the telephoto and the regular lens. Sorry, the macro and the macro and the telephoto, and the ultra zoom in lens that doesn't exist unless you buy the Pro model, which I totally recommend the Pro model. The 15, the funny thing is, unless there's a lot, and I really do mean a lot of light, I discovered that the iPhone 15 can't, it doesn't do well when you zoom in on like regular light photos. Chat disconnected? Oh, it's okay, successfully connected. Sorry, I had a little blip. So if you watch the film again and move the foot, oh, I'm sorry. On a side note, I saw a postcard from Earth in the Vegas sphere, which took up the entire dome. Oh, that's true. I've seen those 3D movies where you go to the, where you go to like a planetarium, and it just like surrounds you and you're kind of craning your neck. That is cool. That is very cool. Yeah, I would go to, if you want, for fun, walk into an Apple store one day and just spend a morning asking for a demo of the Apple headset, of the Vision Pro. I think you're gonna have a lot of fun, especially since you're like with me about the whole like, oh, this is a planetarium, 3D. I think you'd like it if you haven't done it already. I don't know, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. So let's see. Yeah, so that reminds me. That puts me of mind. So unless you get. So this is what the 16 can do, which is already choice. Like I was saying, the 5x zoom on this really works best when there's a ton of light. And I'm talking for photos and videos. Photos, I think you can do a little better with less light, just a little bitter. But I took videos of like a bright day and it was raining, so there was gray and it was a little too diffused, and it came out pixelated like nobody's business. So I know that that's going to improve over time. They've got a lens that they just designed for this model, and it can do what it can do. But I know that the 16 is probably going to have a better result with the 5X lens, and I'm excited to see what that looks like. So this is the 16 audio mix. Now I'm thinking, should I jump into the lenses? No, you know what? Let's talk about the 16, because there are a lot of programmatic changes too. So the audio mix, this is what I was super geeking out about, because it's amazing to me that they paid attention not just to the video aspect of the iPhone and what filmmakers want to do with it. They also paid attention to the audio. So you literally, I think their end game is to make this device ultimately a one and done stop for you to make a movie. And I just want to sit with that for a second, because it's so incredible that they want to make sure that they cover audio as well as they cover video. And this is a step in that direction, which I wasn't expecting them to take. I wasn't. This one floored me. That's crazy. So they had an example here, and you can find this on YouTube, where they run through this scene, and these two characters are talking in whatever script that they had, and then somebody comes off script to pass them, like the waitress character comes in to pass them a plate and something. And then they walk through the demos of, this is, you want the standard audio, oopsie, if you can see, the standard audio, the people that are in frame are heard, versus this, you can make it studio sounding, so you can have kind of a podcast feel to it, or cinematic, so that they can kind of bump up the saturated bass versus not. I don't really know, like you'd have to do it. So only captures the voices of the people on camera, even if the people off camera are talking during the recording. Cool. Studio makes voices sound like you're recording in a professional studio, equipped with sound dampening walls, so it mutes the reverb. Great for vloggers or podcasters, because the recording will sound like the mic is close to the subject's mouth, even if it's a few feet away, which, mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. Like, I think every character can kind of resonate with the fact that it's crazy. Like, it's difficult to get good sound. Like, for example, I am sitting here and I am mic'd up right here, because the sound quality through this mic and through my Yeti was way better than if I was just talking to my camera, or even to my laptop, which was even closer to me. But that 2 feet and that 4 feet makes a big difference. You get the entire room tone. You would pick up the vent. You would pick up the little ambient noise. If something happened on the street, you would hear it. But I care about good audio, and I wanted the experience of just trimming it down. And here you have the iPhone thinking of that, and then making it sound like the mic is close to the subject's mouth, even though it's a few feet away. It blows my mind. I don't even know how they did it. It's crazy. Like, I know that I'm friends with sound gurus left, right, and center, and one of my closest buddies was telling me years ago about software that could take out plane noises. Hi, Jim, by the way. Plane noises overhead and sounds from cars passing by and things like that. It could clean up the audio, but it's incredibly complicated from a waveform standpoint to clean up audio without distorting what's left, because it's kind of like a binary system where they're like, okay, we take out the waveforms that are doing this, but then that leaves blips and spaces where the waveforms of the human voice were being rounded out and kept real sounding. And in order to take out that plane, or the sound of the baby crying, or the sound of the cars passing by, it would distort the voices that were left. So I don't know how Apple did this. I don't know. Let's find out together. It's crazy. One thing I like about iPhones is how long they last. Yeah. Very good point before I continue. How long they last versus other smartphones. I've only had 3 phones in my life, like the Envy, the iPhone 5S, yes, and the 12 mini, and the 5S lasted for over 5 years. Yep. Some people complain about iPhones not lasting a long time, but I kind of get it, because sometimes the battery life goes down, or sometimes the OS updates, but you can't, your phone is kind of left behind. And the march of technology will continue moving forward. Chips are going to get better. Materials are going to get less expensive. Software is going to get more complicated. This is the trend of invention, and being swept up in the wave can get kind of sucky sometimes. But if you take good care of your tools will take good care of you. So I think that, like, even if you were one of the unlucky ones that had a battery issue, go to the iPhone, pay $100 to swap it out for a new one, and there you go. You've just bought yourself at least 2 more years for the price of a hundo. So it's not so bad, right? And yeah, I'm just excited about that. I think that anybody who wants to upgrade to either a 15, a 16, or a 16 Pro won't be sorry. Especially as a filmmaker. You will get a lot of use out of it, especially the next 2 or 3 years. Like, I can see myself not upgrading after I get the 16. It depends. I don't know what else they're going to do with the 17 model, but you never know. Never say never, right? And then the cinematic mode, which I was curious about, captures all of the voices around you, consolidates them toward the front of the screen, just like the sound is formatted for movies. Oh. Huh. Yeah, sound design is hard, right? Sound design is always hard. It's like when you as a filmmaker have lots and lots of sound files, and you've got, let's just say you've got one boom, and it's pointing in between 3 members of your cast. If one person has a light, and this happened to me multiple times, one person has a lighter voice or is standing further away, you have to cut that one sound file into little pieces and then level each voice independently. And for them to just kind of be like, okay, we got this. And then also balance it and reverb it so that it looks, so that it sounds like it does in the movies. That's really cool. That's very, very cool. Choose your photographic style. Change it up, change it back. Interesting. Oh, that's cool. That's a really cool photo. Oh, I see. Oh, okay. I was reading about this. Let's just keep reading. Our latest generation of photographic styles gives you greater creative flexibility than ever before, and you can make every photo even more you. I like it. And you can add, change, or remove any style anytime you want. I was just hearing about this. Props to my husband who reads up on this stuff for fun. Long story short, when you take a photo, you are capturing more information than you were before. There are, excuse me, there are infrared, depth information, temperature information, things like that. I don't even fully understand, but all of that is being fully captured and logged. And in this instance, what they're doing here is they're swapping out and turning flags on and off versus applying a filter and saving that over your image, if that makes sense. I wish I could explain it a little bit more clearly, but I don't have the words in my mouth to do that yet. But I think you understand. If you take in more information, then you can switch things instead of applying things, adding math, and then saving out a new version of it. So that's why it's a non-destructive edit. So you can always change it back, and it's fine because all it is just turning those same switches off and on as you see fit, as you like, which I think is really cool. So I was reading up about this, about how basically they take in enough information that you can apply what looks like a filter over your photo. But it's not fully a filter. It's more of like an adjustment to the information it already has. And that is because of the new chip that it can do this. It can take in more information and calculate it much more quickly because it has a pretty powerful, awesome chip, which I can't but do. Align with your aesthetic. Our improved images pipeline also enables more creative styles, which allows you to customize the moods of a photo through color. Yep. Wow, look at that one. It's very fun. Make the most of your megapixels. Personalize every single style, even with the new control pad. Oh yeah, there's basically like a loop deck on your phone, which is crazy, right? That's like a loop deck. Like, you can just look at this. Look at this cool little thing right here. Boop. you can like really get granular with it and just go wherever you want to go. Temperatures on the bottom over here, and then adjust the vibrance or the color temperature, like the color preference here. Oh, it's so cool. I can't wait to play with it. Can't wait. This is cool. And yes, thank you to the A18 chip. Hooray. Compare with. Oh, that's funny. Tundra Portal. Checked out this comparison. This like directly applies to you. The iPhone 12, 60% faster and up to 2 times faster with a quad GPU. That's very cool. I'm gonna do, because I have this. What? See, even I get an upgrade. It's really cool. I'm gonna leave it on here for you. This is the 12 mini though. Yep, 60% faster and the 12x faster. Very cool, very cool. I hope you upgrade. Let me know if you do. Even longer battery life. You'll need to recharge it before it will. Oh, yeah, I get it. Oh God, dyslexia. Sorry guys. I get it. That's pretty funny. 27 hours playback, 22 hours. Holler if you hear me. Holler if you hear me. Like, filmmaker friends. How many times have you been on set where it's been a run and gun kind of shoot and you have 3 or 4 hot bricks in your left pocket and 2 cold bricks in your right? Like, raise your hand if this is you, because yes, because imagine having a filmmaking tool in your pocket where you don't need to up the battery that much. How great is that? I mean, I even have like an external battery pack that I would carry around for long days away from any sort of charger. And I think you always should. You should have some sort of an external pack on you, with you, for safety. But as a filmmaker, it is really cool to know that you just whip out your phone, click record, and you're just not thinking about the battery because you just know it lasts a long time. That's awesome. So I just wanted to say that. Like, that is definitely a great bonus for filmmakers. Up to 22 hours of video playback. Wow. 27 of video playback on the 16 Plus. Great. And you know that these are actually rated more conservatively than their tests probably had. Just to be on the safe side so they don't overpromise. But so they under-promise and over-deliver. Very cool. Even faster wireless charging, which is great for run and gun folks who don't have, like, you just have options. I hope I'm back. The sound in the video, I know the video is still transmitting. The video is being a bit of a butt. I'm going to turn it off. I think my camera overheated. I'm not sure. Okay, I'm getting it now. And the Elgato is still not picking me up. No source detected. Hang on a sec. I'm going to fix it, and then I'll get right back to our regularly scheduled program. I can't believe. I literally probably need to get a fan in here, which is so funny because I'm air conditioned. Can you hear me okay? Maybe my sound is weird. Sorry about that. Oh, perfect. So this is my webcam. This is why I have this set up, because just in case that fails, I have a backup and I don't have to stop streaming. Okay, so, but my camera seems to be awake and behaving now, so I'm going to take the risk and transition back. So hello again. Yeah, sorry about the blip. I'm going to try to mitigate that happening. Perfect. I'm so glad about that. Thank you. Thank you for being here and helping me triage that. I try to do these things, and then obviously technology is technology, and sometimes shit breaks. Okay. So, yeah, it's so funny. I was talking about it. who says beauty isn't meant to last, durable design, and then my camera fails. One of these days I'll be able to stream from my phone, which I can already do, but it doesn't look as nice as this. Like, I have the whole setup, the depth of field, and all this stuff. And there we go. Adjusting my cameras. And yeah. So let's just go to here now. Ceramic design. Yeah, I love this, but I'm not going to spend too much time on it. The action button, do more, wait less. Yes, I got to tell you, when we had the announcement of this beautiful button, this action button, I knew exactly that I was going to set it as my camera. I'm out and about. Sometimes I see something really cool. There's a car that's like unique, or my kid's doing something really awesome and amazing and cute, and I just want to be able to get into the camera button. And the left swipe sometimes doesn't work for me, and sometimes finding the little button and tapping it enough, maybe my fingertips are cold or something like that. Having it right here where it's a physical press to get it to activate, game changer. Love it. This year has been so joyous with this button. And now to know that you can also have this beautiful thing happen. The action button here, I can change it to something else because the camera button will be on the side here. It's really cool to know. It's just really cool. I love it. I love that this is becoming more of a multi-tool. So that's going to be very exciting. Personalize your home screen, choose your controls. I mean, all of this is stuff great. There's a satellite for that. Again, I'm just looking at it from a filmmaker perspective. So all of this is really cool that your device will be able to do this for you to kind of protect you. Like if you fall or if you have a car accident or something like that, all the roadside, if you find yourself out in the middle of nowhere, it can literally link up with a satellite so you can get an emergency call out when you need it. Very cool. But and privacy, intelligence, the eye tracking, haptics, music, the sound, yes, all of this is great. Let's look at the tech specs for the 16 phone Plus. There we go. For the iPhone 16 Plus, which I definitely want. 128 gigabytes. Listen, if you're recording onto an SSD, you probably will be fine with just 128. Might not need 256, might not need 512. Just saying. Like if you have the option to hook up one of these guys and just go, right? Like that's really cool. The specifications, how much it weighs. That little camera is adding 1 whole ounce. Oh no! Oh, that's funny. The 6, and then the one with the extra camera has 7 ounces. Oh, and also, yeah, because it's bigger as well. Because you can get the bigger one, or you can get it in smaller. Splash resistant. So cool! I didn't even tell you! I was on vacation with my family, and we went to the Cape for just a little bit. If you don't know what the Cape is, Google it. And we were in a pool and having fun, and I was taking pictures of the family, and I was like, yo, this is waterproof. My camera is waterproof. Pretty awesome. So I might even publish these at some point. With my 15 Pro Max, I took some 4K video at 24 frames per second because I am a nerd, and I went in and out of the water and in and looking at the surroundings and all this stuff. And I was just kind of playing around, just being a DP on family vacation time for fun. And the footage looked really, 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 really cool. Like, how many times can you just dip your camera into water? So cool. Okay. So I had to fetch about that. So yeah, that's definitely a great thing for a filmmaker. It might not come up. It may never happen for you that you have something water related in your film. But how cool is it that you're out and about and you're trapped in the rain and you've got this film shoot, but you don't have to cancel it because your tools can handle the rain? Yeah, thank you. Yes, thanks. That's great. So we talked about the 5 wide color capture. This is great. If you want to read the specs on the camera, I could sit here and read this aloud to you, or you can just zoom in and take a peek. Sapphire, yeah, the lens is covered up. What are my favorite things? I'm gonna say definitely the lenses. The megapixels is great. All the depth of field stuff that it can capture. 1.6, that's a really nice depth of field. If you feed it enough light, it'll look really pretty for you. All of the 120 degrees field of view. That's so cool. That's so cool. Optical zoom looks good. 4x optical zoom range. Interesting. So it was 5x camera on this one, but now it's 4x. I'm gonna have to read up on that. True tone flash. It'll sense the ambient temperature of the light around you, and it will adjust the flash so that you look good in your photo because it doesn't mismatch with the ambient light around you. Like it'll actually, it'll light meter it for you, to use a filmmaking term. That's cool. Very cool. That's really cool. Smart HDR, yeah. This is nice because a lot of people out of the box just want to be able to take a film that looks good, and they don't want to color it in post. Not everybody wants to take log footage. They just want to make a movie. And having the HDR be as powerful as it is, and your color looks good out of the box. Like right now, I'm shooting out of my Sony. I have my presets in there, and I don't have to think about it. I don't have to think about it for every single video that I make every single time because it looks nice this way. I throw up the lights that I like. I make sure that the image looks good. OBS does a good job of capturing it for me. And yeah, I look a little peaky, I look a little orange, fine, so I'll adjust it for next time. Or whatever I want to change, I change out here instead of in there, and definitely not in post because that's a pain in the neck. So it's really cool that you have a tool that can kind of ride with you for that. Tundra Portal goes on to say, also with the iPhone, I can really get close to the water and not worry about it getting a little bit wet versus the cinema cameras. Hey, freaking men! Amen! Yeah, a little bit wet, and it's like, oh my God, can I even return this? Like, do I have to record this, report this rain shower to B&H Photo before I return this thing? Because they're going to charge me $15 million for my Ari Alexa that I rented for them for a day. Yeah, Jesus Christ. The shot of the ducks at the end of Hope Rider was filmed when I was in Japan. That's so cool. When were you in Japan? Oh my God, we gotta talk. We gotta talk. I love globe trekking. Oh man, and taking footage when you're out globe trekking. I love it. And yeah, it's really nice that you can have a phone that can, you know, just ride along with you. Wide color capture for photos and live photos. This one really, really nice. Like I've seen it kind of snap into, like when I take a picture, it just kind of takes this base picture and then it applies its smart whatever HDR technology to color bump the colors, and it just looks nice. I like it. You can change it if you don't like it. That's the other thing. Panorama. I haven't messed around with panoramas in a long time. Like I would say the last panorama I took was maybe like 3 years ago for fun. I don't take very many of them, but how fun is it that you can kind of stitch together a really cool looking panorama and get the same bird flying through in 3 different parts of your photo? That's happened to me. It's really wonky. It's like when Apple puts out these panoramas, you see this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful like vista that doesn't have any changing or anything like that. But when I do it, it's like the same person is in 3 parts of my frame and the stitching is kind of weird because I do it wrong. Panoramas, funny. Macro photography, I love macro photography. Burst mode, oh yeah. So you can hold the photo button down and it'll take a sequence of photos so that you can pick the best one for that particular moment. I was in the middle of a sentence again. Capture the metadata for the things. I swear, this poor little beastie is like overheating. It's so funny because I used to be able to stream on it for the longest time, and now it's just like, I can only do 20 minutes. I don't understand why. But if I get a fan in here, that's going to be a hard problem to solve, but that's a me problem. And I was using it earlier today, so it shouldn't be too bad. It shouldn't be too bad to try to fix it for next time. I'll figure out some solutions here and there. Yeah, let me know if you can still hear me. I'm on the webcam for a little bit. But I'll keep reading from the page. I just won't have... Yeah, all of it is like linked to my phone. Hang on a second. Oh! Sorry. Funny. Upshot. Hang on a sec. Whee. I'm having a lot of fun on this stream. I know it's weird technical issues, but I'm still having a lot of fun. And so let me just get my camera back into gear here. Quick restart. What are you doing, my friend? You in the capture card community. Yep, I know. Up and over and okay. Are we good? Maybe. I had it framed just so. I don't know what's going on with it. I really don't. Okay. But, yeah. So let's transition back into here. Appreciate it. Thank you for your patience. I apologize for the snafus, but that's kind of the nature of live streaming. Like, if I had a different live stream setup, I would definitely, maybe it's the sound. I was testing it pretty aggressively before I started streaming. I don't know. That's a me problem. I'll figure it out. This is upside down. Here we go. Boop. Okay. Let's keep. And the video recording, this is great. So let's see. This is for the filmmakers out there. This is the big one. 4K at 24, 25, 30, and 60. But with the iPhone Pro, you will get 120. 1080p Dolby Vision at 25 and 30 and 60. That's cool. 720 Dolby Vision recording at 30 frames. I don't really, okay. Why would you want to record anything in 720 at this point? Action mode, 60 frames per second. That's when they, right, because they have to, okay. They will track the subject in the shot and smooth it out. So if you're running alongside the person that you're filming, you will not get 4K because if you put it into this mode, it'll have to adjust in your frame to keep your subject center or left of frame or right of frame wherever they started. They're going to try to keep it happening at that same point. It's kind of like applying a warp stabilizer if you know what that is in like post, so that you can keep your subject in the middle there. And if you want to use this as a filmmaking tool, just know that it'll probably keep you at 2.8K instead of 4K, which is a decent trade-off, and especially at 60 frames per second. Like, so you can still get action mode in slow-mo. And no, you won't get the full 4K resolution, but you're not going all the way down to HD either. So that's pretty cool. Macro video recording, including slow-mo and time-lapse. Oh, time-lapses are fun. Slow-mo support for 1080p time-lapses with the 30 frames per second. Night mode. Yo, I'm going to have to play with night mode. I don't even know what that is. Quick take 4K. Sensor shift optical image stabilization, digital zoom up to 6 times. Say what? Yeah, but it's a digital zoom, it's not optical. So you're gonna get some pixelation, just FYI. And next is playback zoom. Oh yeah, you can double tap onto the video as you're playing it, and it will like zoom in for you so that you could see, oh, you know, that particular thing is really cool. And you can kind of preview your footage before you actually adjust it in post if you want to. So that's a really, really neat tool. I like the double tap to zoom in on videos. Video formats recorded. The two standards, yeah. H.264 is basically what I would love. But yeah, this one's another standard, so that's spatial audio, stereo recording, wind noise reduction, and audio mix. Those two, such a surprise. Filming outdoors is no picnic, so, and all the filmmakers know this, and I'm just floored. True the depth camera, 12 megapixels, so cool. They definitely paid attention to the photography aspects, and then where that goes, that's where the video comes later too. So I know that the next video capabilities are also going to be at this focal length and soon come. For now it's at 2.8 or whatever it was listed up here for video. but it will get this good for video at some point. Animoji, burst mode, same thing, and you can record at all these things. Look at this. Slow-mo video support for 1080p at 120 frames per second, but this camera will have, I mean, the Pro model will definitely have the 4K at 120 frames per second, which is great, I think. Definitely 4K 60, but that's already what we have, so. Cinematic video stabilization, that's always fun. That's really nice. Apple Pay, well, yeah, Apple Card, peace of mind. Oh, boy. This is going to be crazy. Video playback. I mean, all of these things are going to be great. I'm sort of just scrolling through MagSafe sensors because this is stuff that's like not super. Oh, here we go. Built-in apps and yeah, your watches and your stuff. Oh, cool. I mean, that's going to be really cool. Like that you could actually link up your hearing aid to your phone and have it help. System requirements, languages. Yeah. I'm just kind of scrolling through to see if anything in the if there's anything I missed, and that is in the 16 model, and the 16 Pro has even more. Like we talked about. I mean, now it wasn't. Yeah, like we talked about, better zoom, more capability in terms of what the lens can do, but also what the phone itself will be able to do. Vis-a-vis the 120 frames per second, which I'm very excited about. It's going to be great. So, I want your opinion. Hit me up in the comments, wherever, on the Facebook or on my Ko-fi page or here in the YouTube comments section, wherever. I am curious. Are you upgrading to the 16? Are you upgrading to the 16 Pro? Are you going to make movies with it? Are you going to use this as a filmmaking or photography tool? I want to hear from all the photographers out there too. I'm very curious about the whole aspect of it. Like the color science is no joke. The audio upgrades are no joke. The filming capability is no joke. The native app is no joke. Like this is a powerful thing that you can carry around in your pocket, make phone calls, live your life, and still make movies using the same device. That's so cool. I'm a complete and utter nerd for it, and I'm so here for it. And I'm very excited to unbox it because I definitely will be getting one. And I will be, actually this is a really good opportunity. On my next live stream, maybe not next one, maybe the one after that, one of the next 2 live streams, I want to actually make a movie with you, start to finish. It's going to be a long live stream, and we're going to make a short film using the iPhone together, and we will see how it goes. And we're going to do it live. I'm going to stream the whole thing while I make the movie, while I chat with you about what I'm doing. I have a script idea, but you will see me write the script, so that you know that it's not inaccessible or too complicated or whatever all else. Like I'm walking in with an idea and a dream, and that is it. And you and I will make a movie together. How's that? Using the iPhone, so that you know that it's not the tools, it's the story, and it's the fun, and it's just getting out there and making a thing. And then I'll publish it just here. I'm not going to send it to festivals or anything like that. It's just going to be for me and you. And so if you had a lot of fun on this stream, thank you so much. Thank you, Tundra Portal, for being here. And thank you, everybody who's on stream and maybe not commenting, but that's totally fine. Leave comments, leave your likes and subs. I appreciate it. Yeah, I will see you on the next on the next streams. Pay attention to my Ko-fi page to hear an announcement. Yeah. Thank you very much. I'm very excited about it. I thought of it like several months ago, but I have to actually block off the time to make it happen because a lot of people would like to see how the process looks, and I'm going to have everything ready to go so that I can actually just walk you through the whole process, talk you through the whole process, and we'll have some fun and make a movie together. So thank you very much for joining me. Be safe, be happy, be friendly, and I'll talk. That was a sign. That was a sign to end the stream. Thank you, and I'll talk to you next.